Hello. I'm excited for this practice tonight. I don't have anything especially exciting planned, but I am quite excited for it. So we are going to start sitting today. So find your comfortable seat, whatever that is. So whether it's legs crossed or legs extended or sitting up on something. If you have a wall nearby, you could sit with your back up against the wall as well. If I had a wall nearby, I would do that, but I have doors and it's not as nice. If you have blocks, sit up on some blocks, or if you don't have blocks, you can sit up on some books or just something to lift you up a little. That can be quite nice. Really where we want to go is a nice tall and long posture, right? So rather than the inclination to round forward or to feel heavy across the shoulders and the upper body, we're going to focus on this length and this sitting up nice and tall. And quite often for many of our bodies, it's that lifting of the hips above the knees that's going to make a big difference there. So again, if you're uncomfortable, sit on something or change the position of your legs, okay? And if you've decided to sit with your legs crossed, at one stage we're going to switch legs. So just make a kind of mental note in the back of your mind of which foot you have in front so we can change that after, okay? Okay, and then bring your hands, we're going to bring one hand right onto the heart center and then the other hand on top of that hand. Sit up nice and tall, roll your shoulders down. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth side out big. And then take your next breath in through your nose. And out through your nose. And again in through your nose. And out through your nose. And take a moment as you're sitting here breathing. Take a moment to think for a moment about what brought you here. What brought you here to your practice right now? What is it that led you to your mat tonight? And let that goal, that whatever that is, let it be your intention for this practice. Sometimes we come to our mat to breathe, to focus, to observe. Sometimes we come to move. Sometimes we come to connect. Sometimes we come because we're in pain. Sometimes we come because it's part of who we are. It's part of our day. And relax your hands down into your lap. Take another deep breath in. And then open your mouth. Nice slow sigh out this time. Take it nice and long and slow. And then allow your eyes to blink open. And let's take a little twist over to the right to start. So just a gentle little twist. Right hand comes back behind you. Left hand over to your right thigh. And just a really subtle little turn of your chest over to the right. Roll the right shoulder gently back. You'll feel that left shoulder coming forward. We're not forcing anything here. There's nowhere that you need to look, so you can just let the head look wherever you want to look. Just relax. And then take it over to the left. Right hand to the left thigh, left hand back behind you again. Just a nice easy twist here. No stress, no strain. And then release and come back to center. If your legs are crossed, we're just going to switch the crossing of the legs here. So you're going to put the other foot in front just for a few minutes here. And then bring your right hand down over to the right and walk the right fingertips away. And take your left arm and reach all the way up and over. Now, as you're reaching up and over with your left arm, I want you to think about pushing the left rib cage out to the left, okay? Sitting the left bum cheek down and reaching the left fingertips either up towards the sky, or you can take the left arm over the left ear. But don't turn down towards your mat here. Keep your chest facing out to the left. You might even find a little lift of the chest, a little turn up towards the ceiling, but that's not necessary. You can just see how that feels. Then come all the way back up. Walk your left fingertips over to the left. Reach your right arm up and maybe over. And again, now it's the right rib cage. Press it out to the right as you reach with the right arm. Just relax the head. Sit the right bum cheek down. Connect the flesh of the right bum, maybe even that right sitting bone down to the mat. Again, you want to keep the chest turning out to the side rather than down towards the floor, the mat. Another breath there. And then come all the way back up to sit, to center. So let's bring the hands. So if you're sitting on your knees, that's fine. You're going to bring your hands to your knees. If you're sitting with your legs extended, maybe come onto your knees or cross your legs just here for a moment. We're going to bring the hands onto the knees. And we're going to take a really gentle cat-cow here. So roll your shoulders back and lift your chest. You're going to feel an arching in your middle back there. And then exhale, round back. So hug the navel back. It's like you're sending your middle back behind you. Then inhale, lift up again, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. And exhale, round back. Chin to the chest. Do it one more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then come all the way back up to sit. And we're going to extend the legs out. And we're going to take the right knee, bend the right knee and bring the bottom of your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. And then bring that left leg straight out in front of you. So where we start is we're facing the chest out towards the left foot. So right now we're not going to face in between the legs. We're going to face over the left leg. Bring your hands to either side of your left leg. Or if you find that you're rounding here, if you're finding this is uncomfortable and it's hard to sit up tall, bring your hands back behind you and gently press down to help sit up a little bit taller, okay? A little lift of the chest here. We're gonna either stay right here, because this might be a substantial stretch for you. You might be getting a nice, solid, comfortable stretch in the back of the leg, and that might be where you're gonna stay. You might also find you wanna start to walk the hands forward a little bit. But again, keep the chest facing out towards the left foot rather than down. We're not going to face down towards the leg. We're going to face forward with the chest. And you can keep walking. You can walk back. You can just see how it feels. And go to that place that the body feels a comfortable stretching sensation. So you're not looking for like a pull or a force or any aggression. It's pleasant. It's somewhere you could hang out for a little bit if we were so inclined. Take another breath. And then come back up. Then we're going to take that left leg and we're going to take it out wide to the left. So now we are facing the chest out towards that space between the middle of the the legs here. You still got the right knee bent. If you have any knee pain here with your right heel in your groin, you could also take that right heel back behind you, so your right heel comes towards your right hip, right bum cheek there. You can see how that feels as well. It's up to you. It's whatever is more comfortable. Totally fine. And again, if it's a struggle to sit up tall here, if you feel like you're rounding, if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you feel like your back is working really hard, use your hands and your arms to help you press down through the hands. Keep the hands nice and close so you don't lean back, right? We're more, you're not leaning back into the hands, right? We're using the hands to press down so that we can sit taller, okay? And again, you might find this really comfortable. You might find you're not picking up that stretch in the inner left groin just yet, and maybe you want to walk it forward a little bit. So again, we're going to lead with the chest. We're going to keep the chest coming forward rather than facing down because we don't want to round. And just keep walking your hands forward until you get to that, again, that comfortable, accessible stretch. You don't need to go anywhere that doesn't feel really accessible for your body. And just another breath there. And then walk the hands back. Okay, let's extend both the legs out in front. Give them a little shake. And then we're going to do the other side. So we'll take the left foot, bottom of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Right leg is going to come straight out in front of you here, and we are facing out over towards the right thigh. You've got the options of hands in front of you on either side of your right thigh, or back behind you, pressing down to help sit you up nice and tall. If you feel like that length is really comfortable and you're not accessing a huge stretch or enough of a stretch in the back of the leg, then that's when you would start to maybe walk forward a little bit. Again, we're going to keep the chest guiding forward. But if you're here getting a really good stretch in the back of the right leg, then you're perfect. Nowhere else to go there. Another breath. And then walk it back. Okay, then we're going to take that right leg and we're going to swing it out to the right. So we sit into a half straddle. Again, you have the option to take the left heel back behind you if that's more comfortable on the left knee, or you can stay as you are. You can have your hands out in front of you, keeping the chest lifting, or maybe the hands are back behind you. Maybe that stretch in the inner right groin feels so big that to compensate, you start kind of rounding to ease up on that stretch. And if that's the case, I'd use the hands to guide you to sitting up a little taller. And you can, even if it's too much, just bring that right foot in a little bit less wide than you went. If your hands are in front of you and you're really comfortable here and you want to walk the hands forward, always an option. There's going to be somewhere different for each of us to go. And that's the beauty of the practice. That's why it works for everyone. If we were all supposed to look the same and be the same and do the same thing, how boring would that be? How limiting. Take another breath and then walk your hands back. Okay, extend the legs out one more time and we'll give the legs a shake. Okay, so legs are now going to be out in front of you. We're not going to bring them super close together. We're going to have the feet roughly about hips distance apart there. And again, you can either sit up nice and tall and not use your hands, or you can bring your hands back behind you to press down to sit up tall. I like to pull the flesh away from the sitting bones here. If you can move the flesh away, you're going to feel those bony bits under your bum sitting down into the mat. And then again, we're going for that length in the chest, right? And you can stay right here because you might already be having a really big stretch here. Some of us might even need to bend the knees a little bit here because it feels like too much of a stretch. And some of us are going to feel like, no, it's not too much of a stretch. There's more space there. And that way, if that's the case, you can start pressing into the hands if they're back behind you, or you could bring your hands forward. But again, we're going to keep the chest facing forward rather than down. Okay, so keep gently guiding the chest forward and taking the shoulders back so you've got lots of space across the front of the chest. Take just one more big breath there. And then we'll walk the hands back. And we're going to swing the legs around back behind, and we'll come to child's pose. So bring your knees about hips distance apart there. Bring your big toes to touch. Sit your bum to your heels, and then walk your hands forward. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Rest your forehead down. Breathe deeply. Let the back of the neck be nice and long here so you're not crunching into your neck at all. And then inhale here, come forward. Bring your shoulders forward over your wrists. Keep your arms nice and straight here as your hips come forward. Now make sure when you bring your hips forward, your hips don't drop down, right? We're going to keep the hips, we're going to keep the navel hugging in, squeeze the thighs, hips coming forward, not dropping, okay? Take a breath in. And then bring your big toes back to touch and sit the bum back to the heels. And then we're going to do that again. So inhale, come forward, nice straight arms. You feel that weight come into your hands there. Hips come forward and not down. Then exhale, sit back again. And do that one more time. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, sit back. Nestle the bum back towards the heels. Just have a little bit of movement here, a little side to side, just easing your way into this. And then we're going to come forward again, bringing the shoulders forward over the wrists. You can separate your feet back there. So hips come forward, but not down. Hug the navel up into the body. Then bend your elbows, lower yourself all the way down. Try to touch your chest down and your belly and your thighs at the same time. Okay, then we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So come to your elbows under your shoulders. You can have your forearms parallel here, or you can interlace your hands. Press down into your elbows to lift your chest here. So your elbow is under your shoulder, not behind, because then you'll be low and your chest will face down. We're going to have the chest facing forward. Press down into the front of the hip points. Press the tops of your feet. Press those toenails down into your mat. Roll the shoulders back nice and long through the back of the neck. Sphinx pose. Take one more big breath here. And exhale it out. And then lower yourself all the way back down. Slide your hands back now so that they're just in line with your upper rib cage. They're behind your chest, right in line with your upper rib cage. Nestle those thumbs in nice and close to the body. Hug the elbows in. So you're squeezing your elbows in towards your body. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up. Keep your knees down for the moment. Then lift your knees up and let's come into downward facing dog. Bring your feet. Let's go a little bit wider than the hips here. So maybe almost as wide as your mat. Take a pedal here, bending one knee, straightening the other leg, sinking the straight leg heel down towards the mat. And slowly switching sides every now and again. Take your time. And then we'll start to walk the feet forward to the hands. Take your time as you come forward. Bringing your feet all the way forward, we'll wind up at the front of the mat in a forward fold. Dropping the crown of the head down. Bend your knees nice and soft. Let your arms dangle. Feel the weight of the upper body dropping you down towards your mat, towards the earth. Feel the sitting bones lifting up towards the ceiling. And then inhale here. We're going to rise up just halfway. Slide your hands up your shins. Come to your fingertips. We want to find a flat back and straight legs. Pull the shoulders back. Breathe in. And then soften your knees again. Drop back down into your fold. Press down through the fronts of your feet. Soften your knees. Inhale. Roll up. So let your back body round, shoulders round. And as you come up, take your arms back, shoulders roll back, palms face forward. Now, let's make sure that the feet are at least hips distance apart here. If the feet are really close together, that's just going to make it more intense at this stage of the process. So let's keep the feet at least hips distance. And if you really tighten the backs of your legs, go even wider with the feet, okay? Arms by your sides, palms face forward. Just some half sun salutations to start with here. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, lift your chest. And as you exhale, fold forward, soften your knees, come all the way down into your fold once again. Then inhale as you rise up just halfway, rolling the shoulders back, coming to a flat back and straight legs. And then exhale, softly folding again, letting the knees bend as you drop the head down. Then inhale, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Take your arms all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, lifting the chest. And as you exhale, arms down by your sides. We're going to do that 2 more times. So inhale, reach your arms to the sky. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rising halfway to lengthen, flat back, straight legs. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, roll yourself up to stand. Take your arms all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, arms down by your sides. 1 more time. Half sun salutation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, rise up halfway to lengthen, shoulders back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Take your arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, arms down by your sides. Okay, so we're going to add on to this now. So let's take an inhale and reach the arms all the way up once again. And then as you exhale, fold, coming all the way back down. Now inhale as you rise up halfway into your flat back and straight legs. And now this time, let's bring the hands down and step the right foot to the back of the mat. Now, let's take the right foot over to the right a little bit. So if you look at your feet, you've not got your right foot just behind your left on a tightrope kind of situation, more like a train track. So your right foot's over to the right a little bit. Bend into your left knee, press down into your left foot, and let's rise up coming to a crescent lunge. Now we're not going to stay here long. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up, lift your chest, and then as you exhale, we're going to fold all the way back down, bring your hands down, and step back, downward facing dog. Spread the fingers, push forward into the hands as you sink your heels. Lift your sitting bones up. You might want to still pedal here. You might feel comfortable letting the legs extend and the heels drop. Now we're going to step the right foot forward between the hands. A few different ways you can do this. You can come up onto the toes, lift the bum, and step that right foot forward between the hands. You can bring the right foot as far forward as you can and then help it the rest of the way. Or you can drop down to your knees and step your right foot forward between your hands. Either way, we're going to wind up back in a lunge. Press down through the right foot, reach your arms to the sky. Again, big breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down and step forward to the front of your mat and fold. Soften your knees. Inhale. Rise up halfway to lengthen. And exhale to fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to stand. Take your arms to the sky. And exhale, we're going to fold all the way back down again. Inhale, rise up halfway to lengthen. Exhale, hands down, left foot goes back. Remember those train tracks. Inhale, press through that right foot, reach your arms up, big breath in. And as you exhale, hands down, downward facing dog. Take a moment here, pushing forward into the front of your mat, sinking the heels one at a time or both at the same time. And then we'll bring that left foot forward. So remember, you can step it all the way, you can step it some of the way and help it. You can bring your knees down and then step forward. Either way, we're going to take our big breath into our high lunge. Whoa. And then exhale, hands down and step forward. Fold there. Inhale, rise up halfway to lengthen. Exhale, fold. And inhale, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Exhale, arms by your sides. Okay, we're going to do that same lunge sequence again. So inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, hands down, right foot back. Inhale, press through that left leg, reach your arms up, high lunge. Exhale, hands come back down and we step to down dog. Spend a moment here. Always an option to bring the knees down. If the down dog is really intense, if the shoulders don't feel up to it, if the wrists don't feel up to it, always an option to come down to a tabletop instead. When you're ready and however you want to get there, we're going to step the right foot forward between your hands. Then as you take your inhale, press through the right leg, reach your arms to the sky, high lunge. And exhale, hands down, step forward. Front of the mat and fold. Inhale, rise up halfway to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, take your arms to the sky. And exhale, fold again all the way back down. Inhale, rise halfway to lengthen. Exhale, hands down, left foot back. Stay with the breath. Inhale as you rise into your lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Settle there. Also, you can drop the knees, maybe child's pose. Take an inhale. As you exhale, the left foot will come forward between the hands, however you get it there. Then your inhale is going to bring you up into a high lunge. And an exhale brings you hands down, step forward. Forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, take your arms to the sky. And exhale, arms by your sides. One more lunge sequence, just like this. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, hands down, right foot back. Inhale, high lunge, reach up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here and breathe. Lift the sitting bones, sink the heels. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, right foot between the hands. Inhale, come up for your high lunge. Exhale, hands down, step forward. Forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms to the sky. Exhale, fold again, last side. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, hands down, left foot back. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, bring the left foot forward. Inhale, rise to your high lunge. And exhale, hands down, step forward, fold. Inhale, rise up halfway to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, take your arms to the sky. And exhale, arms by your sides. Okay. We're gonna stand now, taking a wide stance, walking the feet nice and wide, and the feet are gonna start parallel here. Take your arms here and interlace them back behind you if that's accessible. If not, you can grab onto opposite elbows as well. But you want to take your shoulders back behind you. Take a big breath in, little softness in the knees. And then as you exhale, start to fold. Come down, drop the crown of the head down, and let the hands fall away from the bum. And they might be glued to the bum, and that's okay. Maybe you just straighten your elbows if that's accessible. But really think about lifting those shoulders back, squeezing the backs of your shoulders together. If your shoulders are really broad here and you're trying to take your hands back behind you, your hands are gonna not move away from your bum at all. So really roll the shoulders back. Knees can be soft here or straight. Notice which thumb you have on top here on your hands. And then relax your hands. Relax your head. You can grab onto opposite elbows here. You can let your arms dangle. Let your head release down. And then bring your hands to your hips. And with a flat back and straight legs, rise all the way back up. Now just again, remember which finger you had on top, because we're going to do the next side, but not yet, so just remember. Turn your right toes to the front of the mat and turn your left toes back about 1 inch. So you're lining up right heel with the arch on your left foot. Take your arms all the way up towards the sky. Keep your legs nice and straight. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to keep the legs straight. We're going to reach the right hand forward. As we reach the arms out wide, you're going to tip your upper body over that right leg. Keep your chest facing out towards the long edge of your mat. So we're not turning down towards the mat here. Then inhale, pull back. And as you exhale, bend the right knee. Sink nice and deep into that right knee. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Reach the arms up. And as you exhale, reach over that right leg. Reach, reach, reach. Then bend into the right knee. Reach the arms out wide. Lift the torso nice and upright. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Reach the arms up. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, bend the right knee. Pull the torso back. And then straighten the right leg. Relax your arms down by your sides. Now turn your feet back to parallel. Interlace your hands back behind you again. Opposite thumb on top this time. Roll the shoulders back behind you. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, fold. Again, coming down. Letting the hands move away from the bum here if they will. Feel free to soften the legs. Relax the head. Release the neck. And then relax your arms down, maybe grabbing for the elbows, maybe letting the arms dangle. And then hands back to the hips, rise up, flat back, and straight legs. Turn your left toes all the way out to the left. Turn your right heel back to the right, so heel to arch alignment, legs nice and straight. Take your arms up to the sky. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, you're leaning out over that left leg. But remember, we're not going to turn down. We're going to keep the chest facing out towards the long edge of the mat. Reach with that left arm. And pull back, bend into the left knee. Warrior two. Inhale, straighten and reach up. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, bend the knee, pull back. Warrior two. exhale, stay here. Inhale, straighten the left leg, reach up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, bend the left knee, pull back, warrior two. And exhale, straighten the legs and turn your feet back to parallel. Okay, so with your feet parallel, now we're going to turn the heels in so that both of the toes turn out. Bring your hands onto your hip points. So those are your hinge points rather than your waist, okay? And we're going to bend the knees just a little bit here. I want you to go in super slow motion as you bend the knees. And I want you to keep your knees wider than your big toes, okay? So when you look down, you should be able to see your big toes. And we're sitting the bum straight down rather than back, right? We're not sticking the bum back behind. Torso still nice and upright here. And now lift your right heel up and put it down. Lift your left heel up and put it down. Back to your right heel. And then down. And then left heel. And then down. And if you want to try lifting both heels, you can try. And then put them back down. Straighten the legs. Turn the feet back to parallel. Take an inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. And then as you exhale, fold forward again. Okay, now this time, if you can get your hands down, whether it's fingertips or if you've got blocks under your hands, try and get your hands down to something, whether it's a block or the mat. If you can't get your hands down, if you don't have a block, then just bend your knees a little bit. That's totally fine. Okay, and what we're gonna do here is, stay like this, is just bend your right knee a little bit and send your hips over to the right. So you feel that inner left thigh, that inner left groin, getting a big stretch there as your hips move out to the right. Just relax your head here. Then come over to the left, bend your left knee, take your hips over to the left. And then come back to center and relax your head down. Bring your hands to your hip points and rise up. Flat back, straight legs. Come back to the front of your mat and give your feet a little shake out there. And then bring your feet together so that your big toes are touching. And we're going to come for tree pose tonight. And when we practice this tree pose tonight, I want you to focus on the stretch in the inner thighs here, okay? So we're going to start to lift the right foot up. We're going to turn that right knee. Keep the toes down for the moment. Turn the right knee out to the right. So you really feel that right knee opening out to the right. But you want to keep your hips facing forward. We're not going to turn out to the right because then we'll lose that stretch, okay? Now you can keep that foot down and rest the heel in the inner left ankle. You can walk the foot up the leg. You can walk it up as high as you like there. Press the right foot into the inside of the left thigh, and then press the left thigh back into the right foot. Bring your hands to your heart. Breathe. Eyes fixed, breath steady. Squeeze. One more. And then relax your hands and put your right foot down right next to your left. So we're going to do that on the other side. So we're going to stand on the right foot. We're going to lift the left foot. Start by lifting the heel, turning the left knee out to the left, but keeping the hips facing forward. Then if you want to bring that foot off the mat, you can, or you can keep that foot down. Open the left knee out wide. Press the foot into the inside of the right leg. Press the leg back into the foot. Hands to the heart. Slow, steady breath. One more. And then relax your hands and relax your foot and give your legs a shake out. Okay, so let's come back now to the front of the mat. You can stand with your feet about hips distance apart, arms by your sides in your mountain pose. Take a deep breath in, reach up, and then exhale, fold, come down. Inhale, rise up halfway to lengthen. And as you exhale, bring your hands down and step back, downward facing dog. Press forward into the hands, sink the heels, take a deep breath in. And then open the mouth, breathe out. And then bring your knees down. Cross your ankles, sit back, extend your legs out in front of you, and lie down. Come on to your back. So when you're on your back, bend your knees so your feet are on your mat. And we're going to take the left arm out to the left, and we're going to take the right arm and you're going to reach that out to the right. So we're going to take a deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, you're going to take that right hand, lift the right shoulder blade and the head up, touch the left knee, and then see if you can touch the front of the left knee. So you want to really get up off of that right shoulder blade. And then inhale, come all the way back. Now, if your neck didn't like that, you can also use the right hand on the back of your head to support your head. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, but really think about lifting up, reaching that arm to the front of the left knee, and then inhale to come all the way back. We're going to do that 3 more times. Exhale, lift up, get that right shoulder blade up, reach, and then inhale, lower. 2 more. Exhale, lift up, reach, and inhale, lower. And last time, exhale, lift up, reach, and inhale to lower down. And then we'll take the right arm back out to the right if you had the hand behind the head, and then left hand, you can either bring it behind your head or you can keep it out. Okay, take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you're gonna reach, get that left shoulder off the mat, touch the front of the left knee, and then inhale back. Exhale, lift up, reach, and inhale back. 3 more. Exhale, stay with the breath, and inhale back. Last 2, exhale, and inhale. Last time, exhale, and inhale. Come all the way back down, relax your head. Arms out to the sides, nice and wide. Walk your hips over to the left side of your mat, and then bring your knees up into your chest, and then drop your knees over to the right. See how it feels to turn your head to the left here. If that doesn't feel good, just back of the head resting back. Arms can stay out nice and wide, or you can even take goalposts here, bending the elbows, backs of the hands touching back, palms facing the ceiling. Big breaths here along the left side of the body, into the sensation. And then bring your head to center if you've turned your head, and bring your knees and your feet back to center. So feet back to the mat, so you can scoot your hips over to the right side of your mat. Bring your knees up to your chest first, and then over to the left. If you want to turn your head to the right there, you can do that. And then let's bring the knees back, feet come back to the mat, bring your hips back to center. Bring your knees one at a time up into your chest and give them a hug in, side to side, a little rock side to side. And happy baby. Turning the soles of the feet to face up, reach up and grab what's accessible, whether it's the pinky edges of the feet or the ankles. We're going to pull down, knees along the sides of the body, and rock side to side. If you want to add in a little half straddle there, you can, when you lean to the left, extend your left leg out and bring your right heel into your groin. And then back through center and then over to the right. And one more to the other side. And then come back to center. Bring your soles of your feet together as you bring your legs down to the mat, knees knocking out wide. Bring your hands to rest around your belly, so you feel the rise and the fall of your abdomen as you breathe. Close your eyes. Rest your head. Rest your shoulders, your arms. Rest your belly, letting it rise and fall naturally with your breath. Soften the space around your eyes, your mouth, your nose, your jaw. And then extend your right leg out straight, letting that right foot flop out to the right. Then extend your left leg out, letting your left leg flop out. You can take your hands and bring them by your sides. You can keep them resting on your belly. If it's too bright in your space, or if you want another layer or blanket or socks or anything that you need, you can go ahead and get that now. And if ever you want an extra long extended Shavasana, you are more than welcome always to turn off your laptop or your iPad or whatever you're using. Turn that off now and settle in for deep rest. If you're going to stay with me, then we will take our rest together for about 5 minutes. So get yourself nice and comfortable. Close your eyes and settle into your space, into your physical body, into this being that you are. So start to come back to a deeper breath, to some gentle movement. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Rock your head to the right, to the left. And roll over onto your side. Curl up into a fetal-like position. And then find your way back to your seat when you're ready. Whatever is your comfortable seat. Interlace your hands, push your palms up towards the ceiling, lengthen, sit up tall, deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart and bow your head in honor and in gratitude for this body and this life and this breath and this practice and all of the many, many, many things we have to be grateful for. Namaste. Thank you.